My name is Tina Spencer, and I'm reporting on my personal best leadership project for Multidisciplinary Studies 410, Spring 2018. My project was to begin a career interest and college awareness program for ninth graders at Treasure Valley Leadership Academy, the high school where I am the office manager. The purpose of this project from a leadership standpoint was to give me a chance to improve upon the areas of the Student Leadership Profile Inventory, SLPI, that I saw as the weakest. Specifically, I wanted to work on my self-confidence by acting as the leader to a group of people that I felt were my superiors. I also wanted to accept challenges as opportunities to grow in my self-confidence. A third area was to show that I could be innovative in my approaches through the leadership experience. And finally, I wanted to show my abilities to inspire a shared vision by encouraging the best in everyone with a successful outcome. The goals I wanted to accomplish by the end of this project were to create clearly defined objectives for students to meet through the process of using Idaho Career Information Systems, or ICIS, to purchase and teach the team how to navigate through ICIS, and then they could have students create a portfolio that the students would then be able to add to over the course of their high school career. My team began with the principal, Emmett Wimp, the counselor, Carrie Walton, and myself. Emmett is a first-year principal at a high school, and Carrie has been working at middle schools prior to this year. So all of us were coming in with little experience. As the leader, I wanted to be sure to explain my vision and get them involved in the project. Specifically, I needed to know what Emmett wanted our students to come out of the program with. I also needed to know what information Carrie needed to help guide the students with their 4-year plans, and how she would use the information that we could pull from the inventories and portfolios that the students were going to take part in through Idaho Career Information Systems. I really wanted to find out what their expectations of me were, and to communicate my vision of the process so that I could lead this project to success. I proposed the idea of student portfolios to Carrie and Emmett on January 10th after meeting a representative from ICIS in one of my night classes. I was given permission to purchase the licenses for the career information systems for the entire school. In the beginning, the three of us met weekly to discuss the importance of implementing this to our students. We agreed that clear objectives were key to selling it to students and to creating value with our teachers. I was excited to learn that I could use this experience through this class to build on my leadership skills. Our first meeting to discuss the project was on January 24th. We met as a small team through the end of February. As the leader, I came up with an agenda for each meeting and led the others through the items that I wanted to get through based on last week's meeting and the progress that had been made since then. I have included an example of the meeting agenda and notes for one of these meetings. This was one of the parts of the projects that I really felt comfortable with. I like being organized, I like having an agenda, and these agendas helped me feel organized and gave me something to refer to when I felt things maybe weren't going as I had thought they were going to. And as the project progressed, they also allowed me to look back on what we had discussed and what still needed to be addressed. And I found them super important when it came to time to create this presentation. From the beginning, one of the main goals of this project was to clearly define the objectives we wanted students to meet by utilizing ICIS. Ultimately, we wanted each student to be able to build a 4-year plan, or in the case of our current students, a 3-year plan. Based on that ultimate goal, we came up with 3 objectives that we felt were the most important. First, we wanted students to explore the Who Am I portion of career and college awareness. Our mantra at TVLA is Achieve Your Greatness. We truly want students to find their passion and go with it. This was an opportunity for students to expand on their self-awareness and really be able to achieve their greatness. Next, we wanted students to think critically, using real data about themselves to build goals for their future. This was the Where Am I Going objective. What options were out there for them to utilize their strengths and passions? And finally, we wanted them to be able to use this information to build a 4-year plan by the end of the year. This encompassed the How Can I Get There objective. Once they found strengths and interests and knew some of the options that were available to them, how could they make them their reality? As mentioned before, we had purchased ICIS in January. I had worked with the program about 7 years prior and felt familiar enough with the program to navigate through it and reacquaint myself with it in just a few hours. I then reported the main ideas that I felt we should focus on and that would help most students build their 4-year plan. During this period, I was also able to set up logins for all of our students, and by the end of February, after 8 weekly meetings and about 15 to 20 hours of preparation, I was ready to include the rest of our team. The school has 5 teachers, and on February 28th, during collaboration, on a Wednesday collaboration, I presented my project to the teachers. I was able to explain the objectives and how I envisioned using ICIS to help students build their portfolios. In addition, I was able to arrange for Anessa Polnikov and Sarah Scudder from the Idaho Career Information Systems to come in for some training for the whole group. This would occur on March 7th, again during the collaboration meeting. During this training, staff was shown how to walk through the basics of the Career Information Systems and to try out one of the assessments for themselves. This was just another large step in my leadership role. I had to set up all of this training, get teachers on board, and now I was facilitating a meeting with not only the administrators in the building, but with the teachers, and I was asking them to join in my vision of having students prepare for their future. I have to say, the reception that I received was great. In fact, the teachers took the idea that I presented and worked the whole thing into their curriculum. This is a 6-week project to design your future, and it has already begun and will be done by the end of May. Students in our school work via project-based learning, so this fit into their design thinking and community engagement classes. Teachers connected the project to the cognitive skills of time management and forward thinking, as well as the mastery concepts of comparing and contrasting and presentations. Last Monday, April 16th, students were given the link and their login for Idaho Career Information Systems. They were shown how to create a portfolio and began their Design Your Future project by doing the activity called Reality Check. This program has students choose their anticipated future wants and needs once they are out on their own. It then lets them know how much money they would need to make in order to fulfill all of those wants and needs. The screenshot on the right shows an option once they have chosen the bills that they will need to pay, the kind of house they will live in, the kind of car they want to drive, how much they want to go out versus how much they want to have meals in, and all kinds of questions that have to do with expenses. This, based on what you choose, they add it all up, and if you can see at the end, it says that the total salary needed is $58,333 per year. Based on this information that they receive, they then can look at the kinds of jobs that they might be interested in and see if it's realistic for them to work in that position and be able to have the life that they want. Next Monday, tomorrow, they will actually be taking the Interest Profiler. This is another inventory that Career Information Systems offers. And this particular inventory asks students to rate 182 activities that they might use in different careers. It is similar to the Career Cluster Inventory, which also has students rate 81 activities from like very much to dislike. And the screenshot on the left shows one of the activities that they have to rate, and it's go fishing. So as you can see, it's a range of activities that they have to rate, and then based on these results, it will let them know which career clusters they might be good at or interested in. Over the next 2 weeks, so the 30th and the 7th, students are going to finish these inventories and begin researching 2 of the careers that they are most interested in the career clusters that were chosen. By May 22nd, students will be done with their projects, having created a portfolio, researched 2 careers in their career clusters, and presented to their classmates using comparison and contrast. In addition, 3 students out of 24 have started on their 4-year plans, and the rest will be completed by the end of the school year. Challenging the process and inspiring a shared vision are the 2 areas that I wanted to work on through this project. So during the project, I was very nervous, and I was the office help leading the administration and eventually the whole team in a brand new project. This in itself was a challenging the process, in my opinion. Although we've learned that leadership isn't just from the top down, seeing it in action and participating as the leader for the first time with this team was definitely a great experience. One of the areas on the SLPI that I scored lower than others is describing to others in the organization what we should be capable of accomplishing. I was really able to practice this over the past few months. Often I feel like I can't find the words or I fumble in the presence of others. But throughout this process, I found as I kept talking and getting more and more excited about this project, I was actually able to articulate exactly what the end results could be and how important they were going to be to our students and to our program. I know that I've built up my self-confidence. Part of that came from the reaction from the team when I offered the project to them. It was true from the beginning with Carrie and Emmett, and when I presented it to the teachers. I really wanted us to accomplish this as a team, and I think I was able to share my vision in a way that they knew was authentic. Even though my team consisted of people who want to teach students to begin with, I felt like they really stepped up even further than I had anticipated that they would. The respect that I received made me feel like a true leader. The effects of this project probably won't be fully known for some time, maybe even years. But for me, it was an opportunity to build my leadership skills. I was not fully confident on how it would turn out, even though I was so excited about doing this project. But it has really boosted my confidence, and in fact, I've begun leading student intake interviews when Emmett or Carrie are not able to attend. I think having worked with the teachers in a leadership role has given me confidence to feel capable of running these meetings, and in addition, the team respects that I'm capable and is willing to work with me. The immediate effects for the school are that students are doing something to look toward the future. Once they get their 4-year plans put together, that will be at the end of step 1, but we really won't know what the long-term effect will be until this group of freshmen are graduating. It'll be interesting to see if they change their paths, or probably more accurately, how many times they change it. Ultimately, it could have a pretty significant effect on the community we live in. These leaders of the future may just change the world. In the very least, they will leave with more knowledge about themselves, about the careers and opportunities that they have, and be able to make better make the decision that is right for them.